Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Hi, how is everybody? Hope everyone's having a good day. It's super rainy here. Like it is ugly outside. It's been raining for like the past 2 days straight. So, hope everybody's doing good. We'll get started in a couple minutes. So today is just a Q&A. So, it's me just answering questions and helping you out as best I can. Just random Q&A. So, this type of weather make you just want to go to sleep. It's like really gloomy. It just makes you want to like get under the covers and go to bed. Go back to bed. But hope everybody's doing good. Otherwise, if you have any candle making questions, you can start dropping them. And, I'll do my best to grab as many as I can for the next moments that we are together. And then we'll get started here in just a minute. This is really random. Just touching base with y'all. I know for May, I went live every single day. And so I was able to connect with you all and talk with you guys on a more, interactive level. So that was super fun. Yes, it does make you want to eat soup and just get in the bed. So I have Brown Eyes 3145, Pretty Butterfly Jazz joined. What is that? Unleash You joined. And then I got my YouTube family over here. All right, so we'll get started. Again, this is a random Q&A. So if you have any questions, just drop them and we'll just kind of chit chat for a few moments. So the first question that I have over here is about CEO. Um, I am not a pro at CEO. I'm still trying to learn it myself. Um, I only have Shopify as a website. So Shopify kind of has its own built in CEO tool. And so I use that tool to help me out with CEO. So normally, depending on your website, sometimes they have like a built in CEO tool to help you with keywords and tags and how to properly name your URL. So I'm not a pro at CEO though, so that's about as much as I could tell you, unfortunately. So I'm sorry, I don't. That's not my lane just yet. I need to learn more, but luckily Shopify kind of helps me out with that for my online store. So, where's the best place to buy candle vessels? This is driving me insane. I've been looking for a month and the shipping. Oh my gosh. So, candle vessels are everywhere. So, there's really no best place. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of finding what you like. Shipping is, jars are heavy. So, shipping is going to be expensive with wax and jars because they're heavy. It's heavy to ship. And so, depending on where you live and where you order your vessels from, shipping is going to be crazy, unfortunately. But I can't really say if there's a best place to buy vessels. I haven't tried a lot of places. I've tried places that I purchase my jars from. So I originally started with Candle Science and the Flaming Candle and Pro Candle Supply. And then with my new jars, I found those on the jarstore.com. So, it's just a matter of just shopping around. You won't know until you try and purchase a small quantity, maybe a pack of 6 or a pack of 12, and see what you like. So, um, let's see. How many candles in each scent is the best to have? Um, again, that's personal preference. I mean, I always try to have at least 6 to 10 of each scent ready to go for inventory. But that depends on orders and and how often I'm getting those turned back around. So, 6 to 8, 6 to 10, it's just a matter of what you can manage as a startup business. But that pretty much keeps me intact because I mean I have 9 cents now, so um, I try to keep at least 8 or so of each ready to go. And then once I'm getting low, then I go ahead and, figure out my candle making day and make it a whole day or a whole weekend out of it to restock inventory. So let's see. Okay, so somebody said Aztec is great for vessels. Okay, so you could try that. Like I said, I don't really like saying what's the best place because what may be great or best for me may not be for you because I don't know what vibe you're going for. I don't know what look or design you're going for. So I can tell you all day, oh, shop here and shop there, and you may not like nothing they have. So for me, I just tell people you really just have to get online and search and see what you like and I always say buy a small quantity because you honestly you can look all day, but until you take a risk and purchase and invest in your business and figure out what waxes you like, what fragrance oils you like, what vessels you like, all that stuff, you're really not going to know all the way. So I mean it may look great on the screen and then you get it and it may not be something you like, you know what I mean? So you just really have to try making candles with different vessels to see what you want to work with. And, jars and vessels, it's all about a vibe, right? It's the packaging. So, I don't know what vibe you're going for. So that's why I always tell people you just got to get out there and test and see what you like. Have you ever used cocoa soy to make wax melts? I have not. That's interesting though. That would be something you could try. I've only used 494 and 444 and 464 for wax melts. And I mainly use 494 because I just like the consistency better. It holds better. So, but I have not tried cocoa soy for wax melts. I have not. Let's see. I've been using Paragon wax with adding a little soy. Would you recommend this? I have not heard of Paragon wax. I haven't heard of that actually. But you definitely can blend waxes, so I would assume it's okay because blending waxes is a thing. So definitely go for it. If it's working for you and it's giving you what you need and it's burning safely, then sure. Blending waxes is not a crime, y'all. Y'all can definitely experiment and blend waxes to achieve whatever formula you want to achieve. So go for it. Plus, I'm struggling with the mathematical numbers of fragrance percentage. So I do have a video on my channel that helps out with formula. And again, that formula, you're going to have to plug in your numbers. Like, unless you know your net weight of your jar and the fragrance load percentage you want to use, those are the numbers that you're going to need to plug it in. I also have a video coming on my YouTube channel tomorrow that's kind of like a refresh of that formula. So, stay tuned for that, or you could check out my old one to figure out that formula. Oh, he said, oh, Tamika meant paraffin. Girl, I was like, I ain't never heard of Paragon wax, but paraffin wax with adding soy. Yeah, that's a thing. Like, you don't even have to blend it if you don't want to. They sell Parasoy wax already blended for you if you want to go that route as well. So I was like, I don't think I heard of that wax, honey. So Alicia asks, it's mainly YouTube questions y'all here on Instagram, just letting y'all know. That's why I'm like over here trying to find the right size wick. What size wick do you use for your new jars that keep tunneling? So I use the CD14 for my new jars. But again, I don't know what size jars you're using, and no one jar is the same. So my old jars net weight 7 ounces. It was a 9-ounce jar. My new jars are 9-ounce jars, and they also net weight 7 ounces. But guess what? It's not, I could not use the same wick that I use for my old jars for my new ones. I tested it. So no one jar is the same. Just because we have the same size jar doesn't mean we have the same wick. I also use a different wax. I don't know what wax you're using. So when it comes to tunneling, that means the wick is too small. So you may just need to size up in that wick series. So if you use a CD10, go try CD12. So I used to use CD12 for my new jar. CD14 works better, but I didn't know that until I tested it. So I'm trying to figure out how many pictures to post on my website. I don't want to overdo it, but I want it to look nice and not crowded. Yes, you do want a nice flow to your website. When it comes to my product pictures, I just have one picture because I don't want a slow website either. And sometimes adding too many pictures makes your site run slow. So I just have one bomb picture for my candles on my website. And then, of course, the cover pictures for the collections and categories and things like that. But I try not to overdo it with too many photos, or because depending on your site, it can really slow it down. And that is not fun for customers. Like, oh, it's taking forever for her website to load. So keep that in mind. When getting orders ready for shipping, do you print their order and shipping label? Yes, I do. So I print their packing slip and their shipping label at home in the back end of Shopify. So, which is a lot of, I don't want to confuse you with shipping because, again, that varies from site. So unless you have a Shopify store already up and running and have a general idea on what I'm talking about, I don't want to confuse you. But I do have a couple Shopify and packing orders with me videos on my YouTube channel that you're more than welcome to check out, Latrice, and hopefully that will help you. Do you have a preference in wick? No, when it comes to wick preferences, it's best to go with what works. It's not even about preference. It's about what's going to burn properly. So it's figure out what wax you're using, the size jar. I always say start with what a candle supplier recommends. So wherever you wherever you buy your wax and your jars, ask them like, hey, do you have a wick recommendation? That's what I do. That's exactly what I do. I don't go off the fly and just assume. So I go with what they recommend and then I test it and then I'll see if it's working or not. And now, if you're talking about preference in terms of how it burns, like I know CD wicks, I chose CD wicks over Eco wicks because CD wicks had a much cleaner burn in my opinion. But I also still asked the supplier, can I use a CD wick for this wax? And if so, what do you recommend? Because I want to switch wick series. So I would still always ask them for a recommendation. But at the end of the day, it comes down to it burning safely. Do you suggest getting the paperwork in order before starting a trial run and selling candles? So what do you mean by paperwork? So do you mean getting your LLC? Do you mean a bank account? Do you mean what do you mean by paperwork? Because that can mean a couple different things. Are you saying just one picture per scent? Yeah. My Black Sea candle, it has one picture when you go to my website. Again, I don't want my website to be slow. So there's a lot of information on there. I have several pages. And I think one picture is suitable I'm just talking about, that's me. That was my personal preference. I wanted a much cleaner and sleeker website. There's not much angles you can do with the candle without it just looking redundant. That was my opinion. And my previous website, I had 4 pictures each candle. And so my site was slow. And so now it runs a lot better because the home page tells it all. So I have collections on there. I have accessories and different things. I have a gift card picture. So I have enough on there to intrigue, make it look nice. But my whole vision for my brand is sleeker and natural and minimal. So that's my preference. I'm not saying you have to do that. That was just me. And one picture per scent, I mean, that gives them what they need. It's a very nice front picture. I have a wick trimmer. It looks very, very nice and elegant for the look I was going for. So, let's see. Thoughts about creating an app for your candle site? What do you mean? Like, are you asking, should I create an app for my, so I don't know. If I do, that's probably down the line. If I want to create an app for my candle site, that's like so out of my skill set. So I would have to think about that. So yes, an LLC. I mean, you don't have to get an LLC to start selling candles. The moment you start selling candles, the IRS automatically deems you as a sole proprietor. So an LLC is just an extra step, and it comes down to just how you file your taxes, and it just keeps your business assets and your personal assets separately on paper. But you don't have to. That's more of a personal preference on how you want to structure your business. And so that's just something for you to probably research. I do have a candle biz series on my YouTube channel. If you're more than welcome to check out the legal series on my channel to give you a little insight about LLCs and things like that. So definitely check that out to hopefully give you some more insight about LLCs and that whole thing. Because it's not required. You don't have to get an LLC to sell candles. So Instagram got some questions for me. Brown Eyes 3145. When I light my paraffin soy candle, there's black smoke coming from the out. I'm assuming that means coming from the wick or the top. Do you have any suggestions to fix that? Um, so when it comes to black soot and smoke coming, that could be a wick issue. So you can maybe try testing a different type of wick. So I don't know what type of wick you use, but that was my issue with the eco wicks. I didn't like that it burned black. And so I switched to the CD12. It could also mean that your wick is too big. And so sometimes if your wick is too large, it will burn black like that in large, if it has like a large flame. Now, when it comes to cotton wicks, you can't completely avoid black smoke. So you have to understand like the chemistry of it. Y'all know anything that has a flame, it's going to have a flame or a black smoke coming from it. You light a piece of paper right now, it'll catch on fire, but eventually it'll burn black. So when it comes to cotton wicks, it's not totally avoidable. Even with my CD wicks, um, every now and then it may get a little black smoke, but it's not as bad as the eco wicks. So that's why I switched. So it could just be a matter of wicking down or just making sure your wick is not too long when you trim it, or just maybe, switching out series and seeing if that helps. But with cotton wicks, it's not totally avoidable. So just keep that in mind. But you don't want a lot of it. So if it's a lot of it, that's when you should maybe reassess the wick you're using. Where do you buy your tart wax? So I buy mine at the Flaming Candle. Yes, the Flaming Candle. All right, Ashley, would you advise anyone to sell on Etsy or any platform without Social Security or an LLC? So what do you mean by Social Security? Like a Social Security number? Because everybody has a Social Security number. I just want to make sure I'm understanding y'all's questions right, because sometimes I don't understand what y'all mean. And I'll be like, what do you mean? No, Ashley, I just said a few minutes ago that you don't have to have an LLC to sell. You don't have to have an LLC to own a business. Like when you start selling anything, you're automatically considered like a sole proprietor. So that's somebody that just simply owns a business, right? And so if you do the LLC, that's pretty much like an extra step. So you're paying to structure your business legally. And all an LLC mainly is for is to separate your business from your personal. So God forbid I get sued. They can't go after me and my husband's personal assets. They'll go after my business. When you're a sole proprietor, everything personal is on the line should something happen. And then for tax purposes, so that's more of a tax preparer question. I don't really like giving advice legally or tax wise because that's not my profession. But when it comes to taxes, there's this different way that you file, um, and you just get different tax breaks or benefits. Just depends with the LLC. So you don't have to have a LLC. So LLC versus sole proprietor. So which one is better? I mean, it's not about when it comes to whether or not what's best for you. I would say seek out a tax preparer because that's not my lane of expertise. Now, I do have a series on my channel. It's the legal series to give insight on comparing what they are, but I don't want to advise which one is better, because I can't make that decision for you. Um, LLC just, it differentiates your personal from your business. So again, something happens legally, they can't come after your house or your personal assets or anything like that. They'll just go after your business money. So LLC is good in that respect because you're protecting your personal side of your life, versus your business side. So I would ask a tax preparer or an attorney for more of that decision, but you can get on my channel and check out the legal series and just get insight because those videos are strictly for insight. I am not a lawyer and I do not do taxes, y'all. So I hired an accountant for that. So he can help me understand because this was my first tax year. So I hired an accountant for my husband and I so we can better understand how, me being an LLC and what that looks like, how we need to save for taxes, all that stuff. It's a lot of information. So that series should at least give you some insight until you can talk to like a professional. So when it comes to what's better, it really just comes down to what's best for you and your family and how you want to structure your business. So that takes some research and consulting on your end. So yeah, but no, you do not need an LLC to sell. That's like an extra step. That's not required. I just want to make sure that's clear. Make sure y'all understand. Is it good to have a business account before you launch? Yes. So I also have a YouTube. Y'all check out my candle business series. Y'all sleeping on that series on my channel. That gives all the tea on the business stuff. But yes, I do think it's great to have a business account already ready to set up. So that way you don't have to go through transferring money and doing all of that stuff. It'll already be in place. And that way you'll have clean books, clean records, and you could start with a fresh bank account for your business. So even if you just have a second checking account, that's what I did. I started out with just a second checking account that I had, and I just used that until I got my business account. So, but that required me to transfer money and all that jazz. So that's why on that video, I said, just go ahead and get it done. Like, don't even waste time like I did, just using a separate checking when I really could have just went to the bank and opened up a business bank account. Like, what was wrong with me? I don't know. Probably just not feeling like it at the time. So yeah. But yeah, check out my business series, y'all. Yes, get on that business series. I did a whole series at the top of the year because these were the most asked questions. And so I did a whole series for you guys. Financial, legal, and inventory. So check it out. Let's see. Any more questions? These are some good questions though. Some good questions. But again, just just giving like insight. I don't want to advise nobody. That's not my lane, y'all. And then, also in my course, which is on its way back, I go in way more depth. So I do walk you through all of that stuff in my course. I give a lot of resources and referrals and everything in my course, because they're in the course to actually launch their business. Or some of them already maybe have a business name and they maybe been selling here and there, but they took my course to get a better understanding of the entire business process. And so a lot of them are now getting their LLCs. A lot of them are now getting their accounts. They are getting insurance because now they're learning the process on how to do it. Let's see. Does tart wax throw better than wax melts out of a pair of? So I'm assuming, do you mean parasoy blend? Y'all, I'm so sorry. I'll be really just making sure I understand y'all's questions. Does tart wax throw better than making melts out of a parasoy? So I'm assuming you mean parasoys, and I'm gonna just rock with that. So I mean, tarts honestly throw better than candles anyway, in my opinion. Um, so whether you use a parasoy blend or just I mean, tarts just throw better in general. So parasoy blend, you can do that too. Absolutely. Let's see. I missed what you were saying about your course. Where again can we find your course? So my course, the link is in the bio. So you can read about the course and then right now just sign up for the wait list. Because enrollment is closed and I'm restructuring the course and everything to get ready to reopen it. So you can go to the link in my bio and you can just get on the wait list. And the wait list is how I can keep everybody in the loop with updates because I'm restructuring the course and it's about to reopen. And I'm building a whole new website that's almost done. So once everything is done and ready to open the windows back up, um, I'm gonna do a whole video on how everything is going to be structured for the incoming students. So at least get on the wait list if you're interested, because that's where I'm going to stay in communication and you don't want to miss out. Like y'all, my former students and my current students are making moves. Hear me? Like they're killing the game right now. Launching, doing pre-sales, doing fairs and pop-up shops. I mean, they out there killing it. So how do you pay yourself when you get orders? If everything is in the business account, do everything go back to this? So Latrice, again, that's a personal preference. So, I mean, I didn't immediately start paying myself. That's a whole strategy in itself. And that varies by business because you want to make sure your business is making money before you start paying yourself. I'm just now making a profit. So I pay myself every month. And I just make an online transfer. So from my business account to me and my husband's joint account. And that's just how I chose to do it. And but you want to make sure your business is making money. So I've been in business for a year and I'm just now, cutting myself a little something, something. But I did not start out that way. Anytime orders or sales came in, it just got deposited into my business account and I just left it there. And I would just budget based on supplies. I would budget based on operating expenses, subscriptions, things like that. So, I do budgeting for my business like I would our household. And, I'm just now paying myself. So I did not immediately just start cutting myself a coin though. Like, no. Everything goes and still everything goes back into the business. I do give myself a little something, but because I deserve it. I work hard but I made sure my business is sustaining itself. I just didn't start paying myself because I wanted to. It was a whole strategy behind what I'm doing now. So I made sure that my business can operate and pay all its bills, and I have money for supplies and inventory and materials. And I budget in such a way to where now I can slide me and our household a little something, something. So yes. Yeah, no problem, Latrice, no problem. For your course, are we supposed to have a Facebook to join the group activities? And since you're redoing the course, is it going to stay the same price? Yes, it's staying the same price. And yes, I do suggest, well, in order to participate, yes, you would need a Facebook account. Yep. So, but go check it out on my sales page. Like literally everything about the course is on the sales page by clicking the link in my bio. and it lets you know. So generally the course materials and the curriculum and everything you'll be learning stays the same. The price is going to be the same, but I'm just restructuring how it's being offered because I'm doing a whole website, and things like that. The course is $5.97. Again, all the information is in my bio. You can click that link and go to the sales page and then get on the wait list. So I'm just restructuring because I'm building a new website for LadyC's Digital HQ and I'm building up a whole thing. I'm just kind of restructuring a few things, but what you're learning and the price is going to stay the same. So, and we learn a lot. We learn a lot. We're already almost done with our 4th week, and my students are already rocking and rolling, doing so great. They're doing so great. So great. All right. Let's see. I'll take a few more questions. So, why is soy so crappy for smell throwing, but great for the design of the wax? Because it's soy and it's natural, and the properties of the soy wax, it's just how it is. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. There's really no workaround. I mean, I do have a lot of troubleshooting tips on my channel, and I have a troubleshooting guide that can help minimize a lot of issues with soy, but soy is just soy, y'all. And y'all know soy can be a headache, unfortunately. So you can do tricks and use some tips to help minimize some of those issues, but soy is going to act a fool sometime. You said, hold on, you said palm oil. So are you asking why is palm oil so crappy? I'm not sure. I don't use palm oil. Okay, y'all, again, help me understand what y'all talking. I don't know what you mean. Are you saying palm wax or palm oil? If so, I have not used palm oil, so I'm not sure. Okay. All right. Any more questions? So again, so yeah, the course, like I said, it's on its way back. And I have a bomb website, y'all, that I have been working with my web designer, that he has been working hard building up my site. And like all my digital products are moving, like all of my freebies are about to move. My courses, I mean, everything is about to move. So that's why I said how it's being offered, the medium in which it's being offered is changing. And, things are going to be structured a little differently. So I'm trying to streamline my business, and so that way I'm bringing everything to one platform that can integrate with my new website. So that way I don't have 10 different subscriptions to all do what I needed to do. I can have one full management system. So I'm streamlining everything. So everything will be easier to access. And, I want to make everything easy for you all to get helpful tips and things like that and to enroll in the course. So the course is going to be structured a little differently, but what you're learning and the price and all that stuff, you can go to the link in the description box or in my bio and at least see what the course is about, what you'll be learning in each module. The price is $5.97, but you get a crap ton. Like there's so much in that course. We just got through learning about branding, and we had our live office hours last night. Man, it was a great 2 hours of conversation. Like these girls, I was helping them streamline their branding and their branding message and their niche. And it was such a great conversation. I was able to help these young ladies take their vision and narrow it down to a target market. And so now they were able to leave that session knowing exactly who they need to target. And now they're all working on their branding and all that stuff. So I'm just so proud to see their progress from week 1 to even just now in week 4. So it's a lot that you'll learn. It's pretty much everything I wish I would have learned that I know now. And so I designed it to offer information to either those who want to start a business, or maybe you're in the beginning phases of your business and you just want to learn more of the full business process and other parts of the business that you may not be thinking about right now, but that will come up and that is necessary to keep your business sustainable and make money. So you just don't want to start a business and not have any business knowledge. It takes, it takes operating your business. It's not for the faint of heart. It's a lot of work. So I'm giving all of this to you in a course form and in a coaching form, so that way you all can know what you need to do for your businesses and get it going and keep growing it. So it's a great time. And so yeah, so that's on its way back. So again, you can get on the wait list and just, stay tuned for updates and things like that, because I have a new site coming. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm super excited about it, y'all. It's going to be so great. I'm so proud of it so far. And you all will be able to, get access to what you need to to perfect your skills and then also start a business. I want to be there for y'all. And so I'm thinking of, well, not thinking of ways, but I wanted my new site to give you all that candle making hub, of business tips and business insight and candle making tips. And I got new freebies coming. I'm about to launch some testing labels for jars, because who's tired of using Post-its? I am. So I see a lot of candle makers hit me up, and I see notebooks and Post-it notes and all this stuff. So I created some nice candle testing labels that's going to be launching soon. I just got stuff coming. I have things down the pipe in the next even few months that I'm going to be releasing, just to kind of, reach more beginners. And then you all who are already making candles, help you all start businesses. So it's going to be great. All right. Thank you all for the support and love, y'all. We're at 20K, 20,000 YouTube subscribers. So big hug from me to you. Thank you for supporting and watching. And I just appreciate y'all, for real. Y'all have been awesome. Y'all are great. I do my best to reply to comments and interact with you all the best I can. So thank you for just always tuning in and supporting. So I really, really appreciate it. I'll take this last question and then I'm gonna get back to work. Do you only use one wax, or do you use different waxes for different fragrance oils? Nope, I use all one wax for my entire product line, just one. So let's see what else. I have to tell you, every time I may have a question about candles or business, and I pray God sends another video through. Thank you, Latrice. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm glad I can help y'all, for real. This is great. Y'all have been awesome. Again, thanks for watching and subscribing and being part of the LadyC fam. Got some good things coming y'all's way, so just stay tuned. Thanks for tuning into this live. Again, get on my wait list for the course, y'all. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be restructured. It's going to have new and improved. It's good now. My students are doing what they need to do now, but I'm offering it even better. So, it's my first 2 groups and it's been going great. But now, after you launch something, now it's like, okay, now I need to perfect it and make sure it's giving my students, my future students, the capability and the user experience that they need. So it's just being restructured a little bit, just a little bit. But get on there and at least see what's being offered, because the modules and the curriculum is staying the same. I'm just giving it a little spruce up, you know what I mean? Just giving a little extra touch to kind of, improve the experience. So that's all. That's all. But otherwise, the group is going great. We have a good time in our Facebook group. Again, we had a great live last night. Oh, it was so great. And so I'm just looking forward to seeing their success. And I still stay in touch with even my first group of students. They just out doing the thing, and I stay in touch with them, just not as a coach, but just to say, hey, girl, I just support you because of you. It's great to support each other. So I'm proud of them. And if y'all are thinking about going down that route of owning a business, this course will give it to you. It will. I do challenge you as your coach. I give it to you straight. I help you out. And I help you kind of narrow down your thoughts, so that way you can go execute as a business owner. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. All right. So stay tuned. Get on the wait list so you don't miss info. New video tomorrow. And thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Talk to y'all later.